Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Taking a quick look here at Cardano. Wow, look at how specific these fib levels are to these weekly high, low, open, close levels. Almost exact. That is crazy cool. And that really just kind of reaffirms the fact that there's usually strong support and resistance levels at those ranges, which is why a lot of times you can see some bounces or some supports at previous week open lows, highs, and closes. Yeah, I said that out of order, felt kind of weird. All right, so if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I hope you can learn something today. CryptoCash.tech is the website if you want to become a better trader. We're going to take a look first initially at our liquidation levels here, but I do want to give a quick congrats to our community members here. Awesome stuff. Chainlink, we took a long, roughly 2 days ago, 22% on a 5x leverage trade, ICP 5x leverage short in 22 hours, 17%, and we were super close to our first profit target for our 10x short on Bitcoin. So congrats to our members here for that. What we want to look at, of course, really quick is some liquidation levels. Boy, there's a lot of, there's a big chunk of liquidation that just got swept here, right there at about 52.3 cents. So there's still a little bit left to go on the downside, but there's a decent chance we could see a little recovery, relief rally up to that 53.7 mark, where we have another heavy concentration liquidation. Keep in mind, this is the last 12 hours. Okay, it's not sizable. It looks a lot bigger than it is. Truth is, the larger time frames, like the 7-day rather, is more appropriate for kind of understanding where liquidation levels are at. We still have a heavy concentration at 52 cents even. So this is where that normal situation occurs when you see the price action retesting a support level. Here, let me just kind of give you perspective. When you see these levels here, like keeps, we come over here, got this little box there. We come up here for a little quick liquidity sweep, and then this last one typically always ranks down. Okay, so again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one last little liquidity sweep here to grab that extra little bit down below at 52 cents. Okay, so again, just kind of little patterns and things that typically happen a lot. Is it guaranteed foolproof? No, not 100%, but in the big picture here, what we want to talk about is a few key factors. Let's go ahead and see a few things here. First of all, with the most recent time frame, let's go ahead and pull out some trend lines here and just kind of get perspective and see where things are going here. Because again, we need to be able to break this descending trend that's running fairly concurrent with the 20-day SMA to really have a leg to stand on for the price to go the opposite direction. Okay, so the truth is right now, there's no reason to consider a long. We're below the 50 and the 20-day SMA, the quicker moving averages that help us understand we're on the right side or the wrong side of the tracks. So we're kind of in the ghetto right now, okay? If that makes any sense. You're walking around the ghetto, you got your flip-flops and your shorts on. You're not really prepared and ready for it, okay? That's what Cardano's doing right now. It's under 50 on the RSI. We can see a stochastic is swinging up, so there's possible shift in momentum, but that's only because the price has gone sideways after a significant retracement. We can see the MACD is also diverging, losing momentum. So this is just generally a disadvantageous situation. It's not perfect by any stretch. Never will be, but for the most part, we see slightly more disadvantageous things than we do positive or good, right? So not good, I guess, is the summary there on the daily. 4-hour time frame, same thing as well. We're below all 4 moving averages, running concurrent with this descending trend line. While the descending trend line, keep in mind, is not perfect. Sometimes people will be like, dude, your trend lines are funky. Yeah, it's just more so for me to kind of see what's going on. It's never an exact science. You can draw whatever you want on a chart, honestly, but for the most part, patterns do have a tendency of fulfilling themselves, and that's why trend lines are helpful to kind of just identify those things, right? And if we take a look here at the 4-hour, though, important factor here is that we're still under 50 on the RSI, closer to 40. Stochastic is still swinging down. Money flow index is a little high, but we don't like to see the money flow index above the RSI, at least in this situation when we're under 50. So to me personally, we'd rather see the money flow index low. It kind of shows us that we have not a lot of strength in this this situation here. We're retesting this level here at about 52.3 cents multiple times, which is not good at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, maybe 6 times, depending on how you look at it. There's a solid chance we're going to see the price come lower, especially if Bitcoin chunks down to that lower 42, upper 41K range. Okay, keep in mind Bitcoin is holding moderately well at 42.4. We got to give it some time, but solid chance we're going to see further retracement for Bitcoin. It's printing a pretty big bear flag, so I don't think that it's ideal to consider long positions with many altcoins. Chainlink, there's a few others. What was it, Celestia? I got to double check, but there's a few others today here that are looking moderately well. And for us having those, like Chainlink, for example, keep that trade open. I do think Filecoin could bounce off of its week open and 0.618 fib level. Conversation for another day, but at this point here, MACD is diverging, not super strong at all, but still diverging nonetheless. So we really have like every single possible, negative situation here. Okay, all moving averages, trend line, we're below 50 on the RSI, money flow. I mean, everything is just, this is just a garbage situation for Cardano. Do I consider, or would I consider a short? Honestly, I'm leaning a little bit more towards that. Yeah, I usually don't recommend shorts very often. As you can see, if you've been part of my community, like last month, while we were more bullish last month, we only took like 3 shorts out of like 45 trades. This month, you know, what we have like maybe 15 or 20 trades so far, and so far, you know, 3 or 4 of them are shorts. Okay, so again, we're shifting gears a little bit here to a slightly bearish situation with Bitcoin pulling back. Let's look at the hourly and kind of see what this tells us here. We are below the cloud here, of course. We got lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below baseline. We've got, I mean, literally everything on this chart here is telling us it wants to continue lower. We have barely holding this 0.618 level, which once again is a weekly close. We closed below that here today. I think it's pretty significant consideration for a short. Might even be a significant consideration for a short right now. We just got to see if Bitcoin wants to try to rally back up a little bit. That'd be the only reason why we'd see a recovery from this coin. But the truth is, if the price does try to recover, it'll either do one of 2 things: come up to the cloud, reject, or we could come up to the trend line and reject as well. While that's not an exact trend line, it is fairly concurrent with the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, 54 cents. So to me, 53.5 to 54 cents is this little resistance channel. Here we're going to probably see the price action maybe attempt one more time. If it does, it'll get rejected and come back down. So if I'm going to consider entry, I'll just go ahead and throw an alert up here and maybe think about something in the 53.25 range. That's if Bitcoin has a slight relief rally. I don't know if that's probable right now, but we'll see. Okay, so that's where we're at here. Was this what you're looking for? Are you not impressed? Anyways, I watched what was it, Gladiator recently. I think that's where that's from. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check this out. Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, best exchange we've ever used. We're partnered with them as a community specifically because they offer no KYC or VPN. But coincidentally, they have like trailing stop losses, multiple profit targets, amazing things that you can see when you use them day to day. And we got some really cool walkthroughs and some educational stuff in our Bitunix section if you're curious on how that works. Be sure to check that out. But at this point, I do want to say thank you so much for watching. Oh, last but not least, we have a trading competition with them too right now. This is global. You can join at any time. You do have to use my link to register first, but once you do, you'll be eligible for future trading competitions too, which we're going to have specifically within our community moving forward. Going to be really cool stuff there. Check that out in your own time. I'll obviously keep you abreast when that happens. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next one. Take care.